Hello everyone. Today we are going to discuss the print function in Python. We'll discuss the different forms of print function in Python. So let's start. First, we'll discuss what is the print function and its syntax. The print function is used to display the content on screen. It is used to display the content on screen. Whatever you write in the print function, inside the print function, that is to be displayed on console screen. So the syntax of print is the keyword print, and in parentheses you have to specify the arguments which you want to display on console screen. So here the argument can be a value of any type. It can have integer value, it can have a string value, or it can have a float value. So the main purpose of print function is to display the message on screen. For example, suppose I'm writing here print, in single quote I'm writing print hello, welcome to Python programming. And now let's run this. So to run this, I'm going to press Ctrl Enter. So you can see hello, welcome to Python programming is displayed on console window. Let us discuss some more example. Suppose I write print 10,000 and again I'll press enter. Control enter. So you can see a 10,000 is displayed on screen. Now see the difference in this two statement. Here when I use the number, so I haven't included the number in single quote, whereas the thing which I have included in the single quote, that is hello, welcome to Python programming. So this is nothing but a string which I want to display. Whereas when I wanted to display a number, I have written simply the number without any double quote. But if I write this as a double quote or single quote, that becomes a string. Take one more example over here. Suppose I want to display some floating value. So I'm going to write 12.5 suppose. And let's run this. You can see 12.5 is displayed here. Let us discuss some more form. Suppose I have print hello, then I'm writing one more print statement here, welcome, and again one more I'm writing print how are you. And now let me run this. So you can see as I have written three different print statements. In first statement I have written print hello, in second function I have written print welcome, and in third function I have written print how are you. So you can see when I executed this, I have got the output hello, welcome, how are you in three different lines. And suppose if I don't want this to be printed on different line, I don't want to be printed on different line. Instead of that, I want it should be printed on single line. So the form I'm going to use is print hello, then give comma, then include the second string, that is welcome, again give comma, then again in single quote write down how are you, and then again execute this. So now you can see hello, welcome, how are you are printed on single line. So the way you want the output, accordingly you can specify the arguments inside the print function. Let us discuss one more form of this. Suppose I want to separate these things. Hello, welcome, and how are you? I want to display this message on single line, but it should be separated by means of comma. It should be separated by means of comma. So in that case, I can use print, then specify all the arguments which you want to display. So I have written hello, welcome, how are you? Okay, but now I want this three strings, hello, welcome, and how are you, to be separated by means of comma. So for that we have the sep keyword available. I'm going to use this comma sep equals to, and then in single quote just specify the comma. So this is going to separate all these three strings by comma. Now let me run this. You can see hello, then comma, then welcome, then comma, then how are you. So in this way we can use the separator inside the print statement depending upon what type of output you want. So I hope you have understood the use of the print function in Python. Now let's continue. Suppose sometimes we want to retrieve the input from the user. Sometimes we want to retrieve the input from the user. So for that we have the input function available. So what is the input function? Input function is used to retrieve the input from the user. So the syntax of input is this: use the function input and then prompt a message which you want to display, and based on that the user is going to respond. Again, remember here whenever a user enters a message, that is to be taken as a string. So let me show you. Suppose I'm writing name equals to. Okay, so here I have written name equals to. So name is what my variable name on which I'm going to assign a value which I will retrieve from the user. So I'm going to write here name equals to input, then in bracket I will prompt a message, enter your name. Okay, so I'm going to prompt a message, enter your name, and when I execute this it will ask to enter the name, and when I write or when user gives input, that name will be assigned to this name variable. So let's enter here. Now you can see it is asking to enter your name. So suppose I'll enter a name Avnish. So now the Avnish is assigned to a variable name. So now if I want to see what my name variable is holding, so I'm going to write here print name, and then let's run this. You can see the name is holding a variable value Avnish. So this is how, by using this input function, we can retrieve the input. Now suppose I'm defining one more. A equals to input, enter a number. Okay. Then I'm defining one more. Input, enter another number, and then what I'm doing, I'm going to retrieve the input from user to input A and B, and then I wanted to just add this two. So I'm going to write C equals to A plus B, and then I'm going to just display the print. Okay, now let's run this. So now it is asking for a number. Suppose I enter 3. Now it is asking for another number to enter. Suppose I have entered 5. So now you can see I have got the output as a 3, 5 instead of 3 plus 5 as a 8. Instead of 8, I got the output as a 35. This is because in the beginning only I said whenever we retrieve the input from the user, the input is taken as a string. Okay. So in that case, we have to use the typecasting. We need to specify what type of input we want from the user. So whenever if a user enters a number, that number is to be converted to integer. Okay, so let me modify this again. So I'm going to write A equals to int input. That means whatever number or user is going to enter, that is to be converted to integer. Okay, so here again we are going to prompt a message, and then after entering the value, that value is converted to integer. Same way we'll retrieve another number from the user. So let's write int input, enter a number. We'll ask user to enter another number, and then now we will write again C equals to A plus B, and then again I'm going to print this. So let's print C. So now let me run this. So it is asking to enter a number. So let's enter same 3. Let's enter 5. So now you can see I have got the output as a 8. So this is how we can use typecasting to convert our string value to a specific value. Suppose I want to convert it into float. So in that case, I am going to use a float. So again, I'll use the same. Let's have the input to be converted to float. So I'm going to write A equals to float input, enter number, B equals to float input, enter number. Then let's have C equals to A plus B. Then again print. Now I'm wanted to print sum equals to comma C. Let's run this. So you can see it is asking enter a number. Suppose let's enter 3. Let's enter 4. So now you can see I have entered the value as a 3 and 4, which is converted to float 3.0 and 4.0. And finally the sum I have got is sum equals to 7.0. One more function in Python we have available, eval. So I wanted to tell you what exactly the eval is. So Eval function basically evaluate the value entered by the user. Okay, so it's do implicit evaluation based on the value entered by the user. So let me show you see how it basically works. So let's suppose we have a equals to eval. Okay, instead of int, float, my interpreter is going to automatically evaluate based on the value entered by the user. So a equals to eval, then we have input, enter a number, then I'm writing b equals to eval input, enter a number, then I'm going to write c equals to a plus b, then just print this. We'll write print sum equals to comma c, and now let's run this. So now you can see when I have executed this, it is asking to enter a number. So let's enter 5, let's enter 6. Now you can see I have got the output sum equals to 11. That means my eval function automatically evaluate based on the value entered by the user. So if the user has entered 5 and 6, based on that it has evaluated that the value entered is integer. I hope you have understood what is the use of input function, what is the use of eval function, what is the use of int and float. One more we wanted to discuss, the assignment. How we can assign the values. Assignment. So assignment is done basically variable equals to value. Whatever value you want to assign to a variable, so that variable comes in left hand side and the value comes in right hand side. So let's do some exercise related to this. Suppose I'm writing a equals to 5. That means I have assigned a value 5 to a. So I'll write here print a and let's run this. So you can see a value 5 is printed. Suppose I assign v equals to, in single quote I'm assigning a ram. So this time I'm assigning a string to a value b. So let's print this, print b, and let's run this. You can see the ram is displayed. This is what the single assignment. We can do multiple assignment also. Suppose I have two variables a comma b. So to this variable I wanted to assign a value 5. For both the variables I wanted to assign a value 5. So I have written a comma b equals to 5. So let's run this. So I have got the error. Okay, just 1 minute. If you want to assign value as a 5, so I'm going to write a equals to b equals to 5, and now it will run. Yes, so here the 5 is assigned to both a and b. And now suppose I wanted to assign more than one value at the same time to multiple variables. So suppose I have two variables a, b, and I wanted to assign a value 3 to a and a value 4 to b. Okay, suppose I wanted to assign a value 3 to a and a value 4 to b. So in this way we can assign a multiple value or multiple assignment, variable assignment. Now let's run this and let's print this. So let's print a equals to comma a where comma b equals to comma B. So I want that it should display 3 and 4. You can see A is equals to 3 is assigned and B is equals to 4 is assigned. So in this way, we can do the multiple assignment, and the Python is the only language which supports the multiple assignment. I hope you have understood the today's lecture. We have discussed the print, we have discussed the input function, and we have discussed the assignment in Python. Thank you. Thank you.